Sarah Hammond picks up our team coverage now. She's live outside Joint Expeditionary Base, Little Creek, Fort Story.
The tornado left behind millions of dollars in damage there. And Sarah, you heard from the commanding officer today?
Yes, I did. And people here at Fort Story lost power for about 18 hours. They only had mission essential personnel here today, and they let us onto the base earlier. And as we were driving around, we saw downed trees everywhere, damaged roofs, and we saw a fence that had been picked up, totally mangled and tossed to the side. And leaders here say that tornado barreled from the back of the base here all the way to the water's edge.
Just a roaring sound.
Captain Michael Witherspoon, commanding officer at Fort Story, was doing what a lot of others were doing Sunday night, taking cover.
But as I came down the stairs, she was already in the bathroom, and it came through so fast I didn't have time to close the door. And I could see the furniture flying. It looked like just a whiteout of water.
He says he and his wife saw what had since been downgraded to an EF1 tornado tearing towards their house on the water's edge.
Prayer works, right? And so while we were there and the walls were pulsating, I could physically hear my wife praying.
Miraculously, no one was hurt. Once the storm cleared, Witherspoon and other leaders on the base say they surveyed about $3 million worth of damage, but that number could increase. He says they've seen hundreds of downed trees, and look at this. Even though the winds had weakened a little bit by the time the tornado got here, it was still strong enough for this limb to pierce this concrete wall. 56 sailors and soldiers were also displaced as the roof of the barracks was partially torn off, and the garage of the Cape Henry house was totally destroyed, with some of the debris floating out into the ocean.
You know, we are lucky no one was hurt. The damage we can recover from, the debris cleanup and the removal of trees and just restoring the installation. We probably have weeks, a couple of weeks ahead of us.
Witherspoon says they are back at full power now and expect to be back at full staff tomorrow. Live at Fort Story, Sarah Hammond for 13 News Now.